Hey guys, wanted to do a garden update video. Originally I had placed a large order with a company called Territorial Seed. Their website is simply territorialseed.com. And there's a lot of cool stuff that I got in my order, a bunch of different peppers and different tomato plants, and I was excited about the order. And the first half of the order came in, it was a bunch of my seeds. And then when the plants came, the plants didn't look very good at all. I don't know if they maybe sat, because of UPS, or maybe it was the company. I really don't know, but the plants came and they were pretty much dying. I put them in the ground anyway and gave them a shot, but after only 24 hours they were completely dead. So I was disappointed, but the good news is that the company, I contacted them. I told explained the whole story to them, and they actually offered me a full refund, or another shipment of plants. I happened to take the refund just because I may be impatient. I was at Lowe's recently and I saw they had a bunch of good plants, so I took the refund and I went to Lowe's and picked out most of my stuff there. I picked some oddball stuff up at Home Depot as well as Walmart in their garden section, but anyway, I got a bunch of stuff for my garden, and it's all on the ground here, and I just want to go over it with you a little bit. First, let me talk about the pots that are around here. I have a pot in the front left here, and there I have seeds. I have my chamomile seeds, so hopefully I'll grow that. It'll come in nice, and I'll dry it out, and I'll have my chamomile tea, which is really good and has some medicinal purposes as well. Over here at the other pot, I have more seeds, which have all sprouted. Very hard to see here, but all the little, I didn't bring my jeweler's loop outside, but all the little brown seeds have little, I can see the tap roots on them, little white root that's going to dig down and grow. That's all edible chrysanthemums. Now, most chrysanthemum varieties are just decorative flowers, but these happen to be an edible one. And I think I mentioned this in the other video. The tops of the flowers you can put in salads, they kind of taste like carrots and I think it was celery, kind of a combination between them. On the back here, I have strawberries from last year, all in here growing, as well as these two pots. Those are all strawberries, so hopefully they'll bear some fruit. Last year, most of the Japanese beetles and the bugs ate all my strawberries, but I got a couple of them. They're nice and sweet. As well as the bottom here, on the ground, I have strawberry plants growing wild now, which is cool. Yeah, but those are all my strawberries from last year. The three pots behind here, this pot right here, the white one, and the one on the other side, you can see them peeking out a little bit. These are actually my pole beans. Now these are supposed to be buried an inch into the dirt, but after they got wet, some of them kind of surfaced. So I'll have to push these down after I cut film. But those are all my pole beans. And hopefully when they grow, I'll kind of, weave them in and out of this thing here, so they'll have some support. That'll be cool. So I think that's all except for this big one. How can I forget this one? These are 3 different bell peppers. My boss actually bought this for me. There's a orange bell, green, and yellow. So 3 different pepper plants, and these are already advanced. There's some buds in here. You can see that. But there's some buds already, so hopefully those will do good. They're looking nice and healthy right now. Now, what I have in the beds are mostly my tomato plants. Originally, I was going to use these stakes to support the tomato plants, but I ended up picking up these cages. These cages were real cheap. I think they were $1.95 or something like that a piece. I picked up 8 of them because I bought 8 tomato plants. Now, originally, I was going to get 8 of the same exact kind. I was going to get 8 cherry tomato plants. And I actually grabbed the whole tray of a type of cherry tomato called Sweet 100. But it turns out when I got home, someone had mixed up the tray, I guess looking for the best plants. They kind of mixed up the trays. So I ended up with a little variety here, which is kind of a nice surprise. I like it. But anyway, the one on the end here, as well as on that end, and if I swing over there, are all the Sweet 100, which I was looking for. And they're just a red cherry tomato, nice and sweet. Then in the middle here, this is actually a hybrid. This is a yellow cherry tomato. Let me pull this up. Covered in dirt, but basically you get the idea. They're going to be cherry tomatoes, but when they're ripe, they'll be yellow. It's kind of a cool little change of pace. Then this one over here is actually a grape Roma, grape tomato plant, as well as on this side, right there, the second one. That's also grape tomatoes. And the two on the end here are actually full-size tomatoes. Or excuse me, no, I only have one full-size tomato plant. It's the Bush Goliath, which is this one right here. And on the end here, which already has a little flower, as you can see there, this is patio cherry tomatoes. And generally these are grown inside of a pot. They're, you know, very small, low-riding cherry tomato plant. So, those are all my tomato plants. Let's see, what else? Actually, I know you guys are going to ask about these. In between all the tomatoes, I have these little plants here, and the name of them are escaping me right now. But the reason they're there is it helps with the bugs and the animals. Even though I have this fenced in here, if the deer get curious or, you know, anything like that, any small critters, those plants are the flowers are supposed to, you know, help keep them away a little bit. I'm trying to think of the name of them. I don't know, I'm having a blank here. I can't think of them. But anyway, that's what they're for. They're kind of decorative, but they serve that purpose to kind of keep away some of the bugs and critters. But anyway, let's see, what else do I have here? On the front here, I have, this is actually really cool. This is pineapple sage. And this has a, you know, I wish you guys can smell this. Rub the leaf. It has such a strong pineapple smell to it. The scent, I mean, it smells exactly like pineapple. Actually, this is one of the plants that survived from my territorial seed order. I actually read somewhere that you can, you know, besides using it like regular sage in cooking, you can dry them out, the leaves, and you can, it's a nice addition to different teas. So this should be interesting. On here I have lemon verbena, which is a very strong lemon smell, which I also grew last year, and I liked quite a bit. So I did that again this year. And then this here, this is stevia. Stevia is a natural sweet plant. The leaves are actually I mean, it's suggested that it's 20 to 30 times sweeter than sugarcane. So this is a good substitute for like diabetics or anyone who's watching their sugar intake, you know, as opposed to using sugar. I'm actually growing this so that I will dry this out and I'll use this in my teas, you know, so to sweeten my tea. Instead of using sugar or, you know, a sweet and low or something like that, I can just dry this out and crumble this and put this in my tea. I can actually take a live leaf here and just crush it. Kind of like if I was going to make like a mojito, if you guys are familiar with the drink mojito, where you take the lime and the mint leaf and kind of crush it together. I could do that in the tea itself to sweeten it. The last thing here in my beds are pepper plants, and I'm a big fan of hot peppers. So I got a little variety here. The one that's doing the best here is my favorite, and that is the habanero, which I'll probably use to make some hot sauces. Then here I have a hot banana pepper. I have a cayenne pepper, and I don't have a tag for this, but I know those are jalapenos. So those are my pepper plants. That was kind of my last second decision here, because I wasn't going to do peppers this year, but I figured, hey, why not try it, you know, because I'm such a big fan of the, you know, spicy food, so I can use them in pretty much everything I eat. So let's see, what else? Let's walk around here and take a little peek at my trees. If you remember last year, I showed the cherry tree. This is actually a second cherry tree. I have one up on the hill, which I'll show you in a minute. But this one here was dying. One of my neighbors gave this to me. I mean, it was on its way out, but now it's looking beautiful. Tons of flowers, tons of new growth, new buds. My Bradford pear tree last year was doing pretty good. As you can see here, still tons of flowers, tons of new growth. You know, it's doing great. So those are my two trees. I had some extra stones left over from around the house, so I made a little ring around the bottom there. I'm actually probably going to do some kind of, instead of more mulch this year, I'll do some kind of decorative, I don't know, flowers underneath or something like that, just to make it look nicer. Let me run up on the hill real quick here. Well, we'll take a walk, not run, because it's pretty muddy out. But let's go check out that other cherry tree. Now last year, these are dwarf cherries. Last year I had this tree bear fruit for me. So hopefully this year I'll get a bunch more. Oh wow. You see here, You get a better view here. Tons, oh, let me go over top. Tons and tons and tons of buds. Now every single one of these buds, every single one of these flowers is going to turn into a cherry. Now I forget the exact strain here. Last year I just ate them raw. I ate them right off the tree. But they're better used for like a pie filling, something like that, where you get to sweeten it up because they're a little bit tart. But looking really good. Very healthy. Tons and tons of cherries this year. I can't wait. Of course the birds and the squirrel and stuff they're not going to be, you know, I mean the fencing I have on here isn't going to protect from birds and squirrels and stuff like that. But hopefully it'll leave me some. That'll be pretty good. So I guess that's it. That's my new update. Of course I'll keep you guys posted as things change and things grow, and you know, it's cool. Excited. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching my video. I always appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.